Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clocked In with the Press, hosted at Altman Studios in Brentwood, California. In this podcast, we highlight individuals and organizations in the community that we believe deserve your attention. Not everything stated in this podcast is supported by or reflects the beliefs of the press. If you would like to share your thoughts on the episode, you can do so on our Twitter or Instagram at PressClockedIn or on Facebook at thepress.net. This is your host, Caitlin Gleason, clocking in. It's our 25th episode and the first episode we get to air in the new year. So, first of all, Happy New Year's, everyone. Secondly, since it's the 25th episode, that means it's time for another 5th feature special, where every 5 episodes, I sit down with a local business owner to talk about their business venture. Today, we will get to talk with RPM Records, a local record store that is run by some pretty rad people. Here with me today are Jason and Ty Douglas. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
So, to start it off easy, how long has RPM Records been established?
6 years now.
Okay, and you both work the store?
Mostly Ty. Yeah, we opened it up 6 years ago as a business venture to teach my 17-year-old daughter, or 16 at the time, how to run a business. We just wanted to give her some business experience. So we opened it up as a little experiment and it took off. She ran it for 5 years until she wanted to move on and do other things. So she gave the store to her little brother, Ty, who was 16 at the time. Now he's 17.
All right, so Ty, what's your favorite part about running RPM Records?
Everything.
Everything?
Just everything.
All right.
He gets to flip through the racks and he gets to hear all kinds of music that he probably wouldn't have ever heard.
Actually, about that, so aside from actual vinyl records, what other products or services can people find with RPM Records?
We've got CDs, videos,
Cassettes.
comic books. It's just like a memorabilia store.
Okay.
So we've got, it's 99% records.
Right.
And then there's just a bunch of cool stuff. We have used stereo gear. It's full. It's just a really cool hangout. It's really a throwback. It's like, I'm 51. If you're my age and you went into the record stores in the 80s, this is what it's going to look like.
Okay. And how many records do you guys currently have in your store or just for sale in your store?
Couple thousand?
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say.
At least.
Do you have like a favorite genre or like what types of genres do you have or that are more or less popular in the store?
We mainly specialize in like used rock and roll.
Anything from like the Beatles up.
Yeah.
Some new stuff too. It depends. we usually don't get used records of brand new stuff. So
And we also do carry like some soul and funk and R&B as well.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you both sell records and also buy records off of people?
Yes.
And so can it just be single records or does it have to be a set of records or?
Just anything that the store sells well, like rock and roll stuff, like Ty was saying. If they bring that stuff in and we've got a market for it, we'll do it. Unfortunately, we get a bunch of, older, like adult contemporary stuff like the Doris Day and 101 Strings and that stuff. There's just really no market for that stuff. But the rock and roll stuff, we'll put it on our Instagram page when we get a new shipment in, and we've got people banging on the door as the store opens, trying to come in and buy it before anybody else does.
It's interesting that you bring up like the market of like those really kind of off-brand records because because I have my little record player and then my dad gave me all of his records and there's this really, I can't pronounce it. I have like this Swedish record. It's like a vinyl record. It's got a Swedish name. I listened to it once. I didn't know what was happening on it, but I just have it. It's there, and I remember I was like, oh, maybe I can sell this to someone. And every person I tried to sell it to, they were like, I think I'm okay.
Unfortunately, we have to say that a lot.
If I happened to potentially be selling that record again,
We're okay.
We're okay.
Fair enough. To move on a little bit, though, what is a highlight from 2021 for the store?
Last year, I would say we started off the giving away the music instruments program.
Yeah.
Because not enough children have access to musical instruments. And that's what we were all based on. We even have a cool room upstairs that we do free concerts in for local original bands. And they've been playing here for 5 or 6 years up there. And we've, some of them have moved on to bigger and better things. So we're really proud of that. But we wanted to keep it going in another way to where if there was a kid out there that really wanted to play an instrument, we were going to make sure they had an instrument. So about every month, we gave away a drum kit or a guitar or a bass guitar. So Ty and I would go out and spend our money and go buy something from the community, bring it back in and work on it because we both know how to work on them, and then fix them up and then throw it out there and say, send us an email, tell us why your kid or you deserve this instrument. And so every month we were giving something really cool away. I think that was the best thing we did this year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Really good feeling to see these kids come in and just see them like explode with excitement over being able to have this instrument that they really wanted to play.
So you started that didn't start that instrument. You started that program in 2021?
Yeah, early in the year, like January. It was like the first month.
Would you only give one instrument away per month, or would you give more than one instrument
One at a time, because we would have one offer at a time.
And so are you going to be continuing that in 2022?
As long as we can. Yeah, there's no reason to stop it.
Are there any other types of, community outreach that the RPM Records or even just you guys as individuals are involved in right now?
PAL, we do a lot of stuff with the Police Activities League. They used to have a music program where they would put kids together that wanted to play or that already knew how to play. They were doing an awesome job by themselves, Officer Rucker, putting together this program where they would teach kids acoustic guitar after school. And then it turned into him contacting us and saying, we want to kind of put these bands together. So we all took a band and mentored these kids. Mine ended up being Mammoth, which turned into Smoke, which was a pretty big deal. But, that was a fun one. Yeah, that was one of the big ones. So we would just give them the room upstairs whenever they wanted to practice, whatever they wanted to do. We would hold huge fundraisers in the parking lot for them to raise money for the Activities League. So we do a lot of that stuff.
So you mentored bands, and then do you guys ever do like lessons on certain instruments for people?
That was a part of the whole mentoring.
Got it.
If people needed help with stuff, like when you were talking 15 and 16-year-old kids that were playing in these bands that had never done it before. So as a older musician, it was easy to help them overcome some of these obstacles that I would have had back in my youth. And it really, you don't have as many pitfalls. So I could steer them in the right direction without them doing all these things wrong.
So Ty, what's your experience with the mentoring program?
Well, he's my dad, so it was a lot easier, I guess, and he kind of steered my band in the right direction very, very well because he did have all this experience. And it's not that he only helped me, but he helped everyone inside the music program, not just me because I'm his son, but everyone.
And so your band, do you guys have any concerts coming up? Or like any performances? Festivals that you're going to go to?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You'll have to make sure to let me know when you do, though.
Right. The last band is no more. There's a new thing on the horizon, but we can't announce it yet.
Got it. Okay, secret information.
Yes.
It's exclusive.
Right.
To be determined. Okay. But to move on a little bit again, though, is back to the store, is how much time do you think you spend managing RPM Records and working on it, including potentially time outside of business hours?
Well, since he's still in high school, he's a senior at Liberty right now.
See, that's what I want to know. He's got that balancing act going.
The store is open from 3 to 7 Wednesday through Saturday. So as soon as he's off of school, he's running down Brentwood Boulevard to get to the store and open it up on time.
He's got to get the cardio in.
Yes. So there's 16 hours at the store plus countless hours afterwards doing the band stuff as well as going to look for records and go do deals like that. So, and then help with some of the other projects that we do. There's, other fundraisers that we work with, not just PAL. So, so it's a lot. It's a lot. For him being 17, he's probably putting in 30 something hours a week over and above school doing this.
So, since this is the new year, I do want to ask this, general question is what are some new things that you are looking forward to in the new year? It could be with the business, it could be with the band, it could just be things you're looking forward to in the new year.
Well, we're definitely going to be looking for a bigger space.
Yes.
So,
So like some plans for expansion and things like that.
Well, we put a notice out on Facebook in the middle of December about the property management group that we deal with, telling us that we can't stay there anymore. They're trying to, our space is a hybrid space. It's like they cut 2 spaces in half and gave us the small half. So we've got no bathroom, no air, no water. We're just
air conditioning. Who needs it in California?
Old school record store. So because of that, the other guy is moving out. So now it's going to be one big space. So we're looking to expand. We need some help from the community. Definitely. If anybody has an idea of somewhere where we could move to, I would love to hear from them. That's our big plan, is to make the store bigger. Because there's definitely a need. Our revenue has gone up probably 20%.
Oh, wow.
In the last year.
I'd say, yeah.
So records just keep catching on more and more and more, So
do you guys do like online sales, or do people have to go into the store to buy things?
Definitely into the store.
Yeah, we're trying not to do any of the online stuff.
Great.
It's a lot easier that way.
It is a lot.
You want people to have that, the reason we opened it was so that you could flip through the racks and actually get to touch the vinyl and get that feel of being in a record store. And if you wanted to hear something that you've never heard before, you could yell at Ty and say, hey, put this on for me. And then now you're listening to something that you never would have if you were searching on eBay for a record.
Okay, so you can actually like play the record in the store to hear it before. That's cool. That kind of makes me think of like bookstores and like I'm kind of a book nerd, so this is gonna sound nerdy, but like when you go to the store and you can smell the book.
Yeah.
You can smell the pages, and it's like a really nice smell.
Yes.
That's kind of, I guess, what it would be like.
It's the same thing. You can go in there and smell the 50-year-old records.
That's wonderful, actually. Well, as we kick off the new year, it is important to remember that our communities are founded on the idea of supporting each other through the tough times. As we are coming up to the 2nd year of the pandemic, we can be hopeful in how we search out to support local businesses and organizations. It's small businesses and entrepreneurs that make our town what it is. So if you ever get the chance, remember to stop by RPM Records or any other business that we have featured on the show. So, before I end the episode, Jason, Ty, is there anything else that you both would like to share?
Come check us out. It's a real fun experience. We'll take you on a tour for the store.
You'll play some records.
Yes. Show them the upstairs.
Yeah.
While we still have it. And again, if anybody knows of any place that we can move to, let us know.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for, coming onto the show and really just managing a really awesome store.
Thank you.
That's it for today's episode of Clocked In with the Press. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time to listen in. I hope that as we start off the new year, we will venture out to find new groups, businesses, and people to meet and support us in the community. If you're interested in learning more about RPM Records or any other organization we have featured, you can do so through the link tree in our Instagram at PressClockedIn, and you can also stay updated on the latest Contra Costa County happenings on our website or Facebook at thepress.net. That's all that we have for today, and I look forward to speaking with you all next week. This is Caitlin Gleason, clocking out.